What's going on, world? It's your boy Jason here with another installment of What Will It Take? Today, just going to be a quick one about doing the right thing. It's kind of spawning off our take on individualism the other day, and it just really gets to the core of, I believe, what's wrong with the individualist structure of American politics. And let's just go. So I just said, let's just begin with what is the right thing? What is the right thing, and is the right thing really a choice? We all know that people grow up with different circumstances, different socioeconomic conditions, levels of education, and so many things that can affect our ability to make a choice. In fact, those variables can cause choices to be more or less likely made by a population. So there are educated decisions, there are uneducated decisions. There are decisions made with peer pressure versus those that are made with critical thinking. So to suggest that kind of everyone's on an equal plane to even make a right decision, I mean, let's talk about, people always talking about good parenting. So it's not really a default to have a good parent. You know, we don't know whether we're going to have a good parent. It's the luck of the draw. So, you know, it suggests that everybody is kind of held to the same standard of responsibility of, you know, making the right decision when people aren't even empowered to make those right decisions or given the tools to make those right decisions in many instances. It sort of puts some at a disadvantage. So I just wanted to start off with that to suggest that we're not all on the even playing field, and even those that are born into the same family have completely different experiences with how, you know, the child relates to the parent and the experience within that relationship. So I just wanted to start off with that basis. But I also wanted to introduce the theory of what if everybody did the societal right thing, which we say is following the following the law and the rules, going to school, doing everything, and everybody went and got a doctorate. Everyone went and got a PhD. They took advantage of their education opportunities. They did well in school. Everybody's graduating with 3.8s and 4.0s, and you know, everyone gets doctorates. So we've all done the right thing. So what does that do for the labor market? Does that mean that all of a sudden magically businesses are going to start paying people doctorate levels? Does that all of a sudden mean that we're going to lose the demand for fast food and retail? No. This exposes that it's not about an individual effort of just doing the best that you can and elevating yourself educationally and with experience, because naturally the job market has levels, and at some point you doing everything you can will not work. You know, which is the whole basis of trying to have a minimum standard of living so that no matter what level of employment you are in society, that you actually have a place to go. You can have a great standard of living where your children could potentially have a chance to be upwardly mobile. But to suggest that it's your fault that you are a low-wage worker would suggest that if you just worked hard, that everyone could be successful. But we all know that's not the case. And we don't want to, you know, discourage innovation. I know this whole thing now is about incentives and disincentives. So a lot of people feel as if you make a minimum standard high enough that people won't be incentivized to work, or they won't be incentivized to do anything great. And I think that that just goes against capitalism and innovation, like to suggest that people won't want to better themselves because a lower form is acceptable. But that's also claiming that they're not going to work. Most people would love to work if they could make a living wage for it. It's the problem is the fact that they don't feel like they're getting an even exchange, that they're putting so much in, the corporations are getting so many profits, but that's not translating into even a living wage. So I just wanted to pose that logic to you, that it's not all about you doing 100% well. There are some systemic problems that are with employment, you know, and the next thing I'll kind of go into in the next blog is the death of nationalism, because I feel like that is something that we don't really understand. We expect our companies and corporations to have a loyalty to us if they're American born or bred, but they don't. They don't. So they have no obligation to uphold the American economy. And I feel like a lot of us are still fooled like there's an American company and that companies are people and that they have any interest other than profit. So, but before I digress too far, let's just think about that notion that everything is not about you. If 75% of people are going through something, then let's not be ignorant and arrogant enough to suggest that it's all about the individual. Until next time, it's your boy Jason for What Will It Take?